You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. I'm not sure if this is really going to be considered that surprising or not, considering the schools involved and the area that is involved. But we've got the first two Power 5 schools that have decided they will require either proof of vaccination and or proof of a negative COVID-19 test before you're going to be allowed to come into their stadium for either of these two colleges' games. Now, once again, for the umpteenth hundredth time, if you decide to get vaccinated, great, happy for you. If you decide not to, great, happy for you. We feel like on this channel that's your business. We also don't believe that any entities should necessarily be telling you what to do, whether that's employment, sports organizations, schools, yada, 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 yada. Let's get to this story. It's amazing what you got to go through to make a COVID video now. Oregon and Oregon State became the first Power 5 schools to announce they will require a proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 test for fans to attend games. Oregon said the decision was made with public health authorities and, quote, peer institutions in the state. Pay careful attention to the state. The program said in its Friday statement, the negative test result must come from within 3 days of the event. Fans under 12 are not subject to proof of vaccination or COVID test, but must be fully masked at all times within the stadium, except when actively eating or drinking. Because if there is a virus, it miraculously goes dormant when you start eating or drinking. All guests 5 and over, 5 years old or over, are required to wear face coverings in all areas of Odysee Stadium. Per direction of Lane County Public Health, the statement reads. And then it goes on, letter to Duck fans. The mandate goes into effect Monday and comes at the end of the week when state officials warned of rapidly filling hospitals as the daily reported cases reached record numbers, the announcement states. Oregon is one of several Pac-12 schools that is requiring students and employees to be vaccinated or apply for an exemption, ESPN reports. The Oregon football team opens its season at the 54,000-seat Odysee Stadium in Eugene, September 4th against Fresno State. Oregon State begins its home schedule at Riser Stadium September 11th against Hawaii. And I think, as we read this, it doesn't come as much of a surprise considering the state said locations are in. The Pac-12 the other day come out with something to the effect of you could forfeit games due to COVID, whereas, SEC is just, they're playing through. The SEC played through last year. And I think you would have thought a lot of these conferences would have learned their lesson, taken a lesson from the SEC, who is going to power through this thing once again. Man, the SEC came out looking so good in this entire COVID situation last year, and it has just made some of these other schools, some of these other conferences look terrible. I think it's one of the reasons why you will see more schools trying to get into the SEC. And, of course, now there are rumors out there, and we can just talk about it while I'm here, that the Pac-12, the ACC, and one other conference, the Big Ten, are talking about combining into one super conference. Well, I mean, on theory, it sounds good. USC and Ohio State sounds great, except when you realize you may also get, Florida State versus Arizona. I don't know if that sounds quite as good on paper as you might think. But this doesn't surprise us. The first of the Power 5 conferences to come out and say you need to basically do all of these things, jump through hoops. and say whether or not you are vaccinated and or have a negative test. Man, the Saints pulled this on season ticket holders this week and then said, we're not issuing refunds. And then the Attorney General of Louisiana got involved and said, and all of a sudden the Saints did a little flip-flop real fast on that. Now, in Oregon, it's not going to be like Louisiana. I doubt you're going to see any attorney generals getting involved in Oregon because they're probably waving their rainbow-colored pom-poms right now for this rule, jumping up and down and celebrating it as courageously brave and stunning. Tell me what you think, Black and White Live fans. This jab thing is getting a little out of hand, don't you think? Peace, I'm out.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.